Hey, DUALpreneur, are you just not a techie person, but you're finding you're having some technical challenges? Well, who are you going to call? My next guest is going to tell us what you need to know and how you can get this technical support you need as a dualpreneur. Ray Abram.
Yes. How you doing, Tara?
I am doing awesome. So the world knows you as the networking master, the mastermind of networking and all of that. But today we're talking about technology. And what a lot of people don't know is that you're that tech guy.
Yes.
You're that cute tech guy that comes into the office and everybody's like, yeah, something's wrong with my computer. Help me out, right?
Thank you.
Oh, by the way, tell your wife I said, hey, I love
Yeah,
her. She
absolutely.
is absolutely
Absolutely.
amazing. And she's so
Absolutely.
beautiful. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Thank
Y'all both have great taste. Good job.
you. Thank you.
So, a lot of people again know you as the networking guy.
Mhm.
So let's talk about you now. Tell everybody how awesome and amazing you are as this tech guy.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, as many people don't know, and some do, I actually have had a long career in technology, really about since '99 when internet first started, back when nobody knew about Amazon or Google or any of that, or definitely not Facebook. I was already building websites and learning how to program and doing back end development. And so, I've had a career in technology for, I guess, the last 20 some years. And one way that I serve, and while I have my day job, and I know this is part of the dualpreneur, I leverage my skills and my certifications to help small businesses. I've always had a heart for entrepreneurs. And I know that many small businesses can't really afford a full time tech person. And so there's a concept of the fractional CTO, or fractional chief technical officer. So at a C level, I'm an advisor to the CEO and the CFO on what type of technologies would work best for what you're trying to do. As a CEO, you're busy planning your strategy and you're planning, your operations. But you don't have time to sit down and say, well, what technology do I necessarily need? Am I going to use, Honeybook or Calendly or the thousands of different applications that exist? Which one is the best to use, and how do you set it up properly for your business and use it effectively?
Absolutely. I love that. The fractional CTO.
Yes.
I love that. I might have to be a fractional CFO or something like that. Maybe I can be a fractional CEO for a couple companies. I don't know.
Right.
We'll have to
Yeah.
see about that. But I love that concept. So you're usually when you go into a major corporation, you have a technology officer or chief technical officer. And so that is at a level of strategy as well. What else does the CTO or a fractional CTO do for small businesses? Say that I'm really not techie savvy, and I can't get into my email. Are you someone
Mhm.
that can assist with that
Absolutely.
as well?
Absolutely. So you need somebody you can call. When you work in corporate, there's IT support. There's somebody you can call when your email is not working or your website goes down. When you're an entrepreneur, you don't have that person, and so that's where I come in. And as a fractional CTO, it's hourly, right? So we just bill as a retainer, and you have an hourly rate. So you have so many hours that you can spend with me resolving your issues, and it saves you tons and tons of work, similar to many people in your audience will have understand virtual assistant, right? So
Right, right.
it's the same type of concept, except with a technology bent. You have somebody who has 20 years of experience in software development and back end and networking and all of that to offer assistance in or advice in how you resolve your problems.
That's amazing. That's a whole amazing concept because it's so needed, there's a lot of people, a lot of my clients say, I'm not very techie savvy. I'm not this, or, my email's down. I don't know what's going on with this or whatever. Even outside of the website, there's some other technical issues that they're dealing with, and
Mhm.
they don't really have anyone to call, right? Who you going to
Yes.
call?
Yes.
Ray Abram. Oh, okay, cool. So, why is it so important for dualpreneurs to really consult with or consider hiring a CTO?
Right. Well, the key to dualpreneurship is efficiency, right? You don't have a lot of time. That's
Mhm.
your most valuable resource. And so, as opposed to doing the research on how to set things up or what your best options are, just have someone who does that for a living, and just pay that monthly retainer. To get that done, as opposed to spending that time yourself, you can focus on your day job, your family, or whatever else, or running your business.
Yeah, because I've spent many a time, many a days trying to figure out a technical issue, and I eventually figured it out, but it took a lot of time versus if I had just paid someone to handle it, I would have been able to accomplish way more things that are revenue generating and not waste that time on trying to figure it out. That is a time waster. Figuring it out is a big time waster.
Yes, you
Not when
don't
you have somebody in your circle that knows how to fix it.
knows how to fix it. And just just because of my experience, everybody tells you, well, you can go to Fiverr or Upwork and get things done, but the reality is many of us have tried that and found it failed horribly, particularly with larger projects, right? If you're just getting a logo done or something very simple, sure, but if you're trying to get an application built that runs your business, those solutions aren't usually going to work well for you. And so
Mhm.
having somebody who understands the language and can translate what you want to have done at the end of the day into what needs to be done, on as a task list,
Mhm.
it can be invaluable.
Absolutely. I love that. I love that. So let's talk about the money.
Hmm.
If it ain't about the money, you know what I mean? So, a lot of dualpreneurs are starting out. They're on a budget or a shoestring budget, budgeting their way with their side gig.
Yes.
So, how much does this cost? Because it sounds really expensive. Fractional CTO sounds really expensive. So let's be real about this.
I'm expensive, but I'm fast. So when you think about hourly, right? It's like an attorney, right? How much is your attorney might be, $300, might be $500 an hour, and so same with me, where the hourly rate can be high. However, many problems I can solve in an hour. So if my bill is $300 for the hour, or even $500, you pay me monthly retainer. That's usually what I work out with many of my clients. Is I'll charge around $500, and that'll provide you with 2 to 3 hours of me just getting on the phone with me, emailing, texting me. I'm readily available to solve your problems when they pop up.
Okay, great. So I do have a question because there's some people that are going to ask this question,
Yeah, sure, sure.
right? So what if I have a group of friends, like two or three friends, and we kind of go in together and share our time and say,
Mhm.
hey, can you share time
Yeah.
with this, right? Would you do that? Like, because
Mhm.
one person may need you for an hour this month, another person may need an hour for next month. You're like, yeah, no,
Yeah, nah, that's
you're not
tough.
into sharing.
Yeah, that's tough because my time is limited, because as a dualpreneur, I have a day job too, right?
Right,
So I have
right,
a day
right.
job and I have a family, so I have other
Mhm.
things, and so those type of issues can multiply. The way it works is, hopefully you won't have any issues,
Mhm.
and just like when you pay a lawyer a retainer, right? He hopes you're not going to jail every week, right? But right, if you can imagine, if you had 5 people sharing that retainer,
Yeah.
it would get pretty hectic. So
Sticky, absolutely.
I try
So
to
that I
focus.
mean, that's very reasonable, but I did want to throw that out because a lot of people will ask that question because they're just, they're trying to save some money. But I mean, your rate right now, what you're talking about, is very, very reasonable considering hiring someone technical
Oh, yeah.
or, with anyone else, especially with some of the technical issues that they have. And it's not just like a website issue or an email issue. There could be any issues. You may want to try a quiz software, or you may
Yeah.
want to try a scheduling software, and you don't have the time to figure it all out. You can consult with you, and you can give them the pros and cons and
That's right.
and all that very quickly. So that's amazing.
That's right.
So I love the whole concept of fractional CTO. I need to hire you as my fractional CTO. Just throwing that out. And then also, I love the shift that you're doing, because this is so needed with dualpreneurs, because we don't have a lot of time. We do have issues that we don't have time to try to figure it out.
Mhm.
We may have the disposable income to be able to invest in that, so that we can save our time, so that we can make more money, so that we can pay everything, right, and enjoy
Yes.
life. So
Yes.
this helps us to not have to worry about that technical side of our business. And if you think every business that's successful, they have departments. They
Yes.
have the COO, the chief operating officer. They have the CFO. They have the CMO, chief marketing officer. They have the CSO, chief sales officer. And they also have a CTO or CIO. That's information technology or chief technical officer. That's there as well. So you're just a part of that C-suite that we're trying to build for our businesses, and you're important to that mix as well.
Right. Right.
So I thank you so much for bringing that to our attention and
Well,
sharing that. If people want to learn more about the fractional CTO or consult with you,
yeah.
to learn how they can work with you, how can they reach you?
Yeah, just send me an email. Ray@rayabram.com is the best way to get me. And I reply pretty quickly.
Okay, Ray at Ray Abram with no S,
Right.
rayabram.com.
That's right. That's
Thank you so much, Ray,
right.
for coming on and sharing this quick nugget. Yeah, we're going to be working a lot together, just
Yeah,
so that you know.
absolutely.
All
Absolutely.
right. Thank you, everyone, for watching, listening, liking, and subscribing, and definitely sharing this podcast. If you know someone with a side gig, this is the place. We celebrate our side giggers, we celebrate people with side hustles, and we want to give you the tools that you need to be successful. Thank you so much. I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it.